covered. I tell you, because people are rolling in late, we're going to extend the working hours today. We work up until 7. Yeah. Look, what an incredible World Series, and what an incredible result last night. I mean, I just couldn't get to sleep. I'm sorry, I couldn't get to sleep. Let me, number one, with all of members of City Council, the police chief, the fire chief, everyone that's standing before us, let's thank the Houston Astros for doing an outstanding job. They literally carried the city on their backs. I reflect back to the games that they played immediately after Hurricane Harvey, facing the New York Mets, playing that doubleheader. There were questions as to whether or not they should play, not play. Of course, we all encouraged them to play. They did, and they won both of those games in that doubleheader against the New York Mets. And then in getting past Boston, and Boston is a tough team with a tough brand, they got past Boston. And then to face the New York Yankees and to lose all 3 in New York and to come back and have to win all 2 games and to do it the way they did, simply incredible. And New York, the Yankees brand name tough. And then to start off the World Series in L.A., 2 games in L.A., splitting those 2, come back to the city of Houston, win 2 of the 3, but have to clinch it in L.A., and then have to win both games in L.A., and the 7th game in L.A. was simply incredible. And then I thought about the fact that, during Hurricane Harvey, roughly, let's say, 51 inches of rain fell on Houston and the surrounding region. And last night, in the 7th game of the World Series, they end up winning 5-1. How amazing! How amazing can that be? So let me congratulate the Houston Astros. Let me congratulate Jim Crane. Let me congratulate Jim Crane for this is a young team, and a few years ago they weren't winning a great deal. And Jim Crane invested in this team, took control of this team, brought in some outstanding talent, young talent. And then last night, in fact, on Sunday, when we were talking, for him, it was not just about winning a game. What he said to me, he said, Mayor, we want to win for the city of Houston. That's more than anything. We want to win for the city of Houston. And then to go to L.A., and to win the World Series for the city of Houston. Jim Crane, let me say thank you, and to your entire organization for a job well done. To George Springer, the MVP. And there's not much I can add to what he said, because his thoughts were, they were carrying, they had the Houston sticker on their chest. So it said we were carrying Houston still on our chest because we wanted to win, not just for the Astros, but we wanted to win for the city of Houston. And they did just that, And if winning was not enough, watching them last night, and here comes Carlos Correa, and he gets on his knee, and I said, what the hell is going on here? And then he proposes last night. I just said, and what a ring. But anyway, no cheap ring there, but again, in Texas and Houston, we do things big. And he certainly exemplified that last night. So congratulations to him and to his fiancée. But someone asked, Mayor, how do you sum this up? For us, this was personal. Okay, it was personal. When you consider 27 trillion gallons of water falling on our area, thousands of homes flooded, thousands of people having to rebuild, repair their homes, thousands of people still wondering, how do we go from point A to point B? And yet and still, thousands of individuals who are going through so much were either in the stands cheering on the Astros when they were here, or last night when the Astros were away, but they were still at Minute Maid. Thousands of Houstonians who were in the flood, who turned on their televisions. And for those hours, they were cheering on the Astros, putting aside their despair and what they were having to do for the moment. And yet and still, facing those difficulties, they stood up and cheered and carried the Astros in spirit and body. And then for the Astros to win, for the city of Houston, this was personal. It has been personal, and it is a we moment for the city of Houston. This World Series and the championships and the Astros, literally, they have brought this city together like never before. Everyone was rooting with a singular purpose, and that was for the Astros to win and to demonstrate that Houston, in spite of our challenges, we are winners. We are a winning town with a winning spirit, and we demonstrated that last night. So tomorrow is the parade. It's at Friday at 2 o'clock. And some have asked, Mayor, I've seen on the tweet, on the social media, they said, Mayor, why not on Saturday? And I think Susan can attest, when you're trying to balance schedules, the player schedule, number one, in my Major League Baseball, MLB obligations, Friday was the day that we had to do it. And we pushed it back as far as we could in the day. So, it's not at 10, it's at 2 o'clock. It's at 2 o'clock. We pushed it back as far as we could. I'm still encouraging parents to take their kids to school, at least get them on the roll as being there. Get them on the roll as being there, sign them in, and then at lunchtime go and pick them up. But tomorrow, I am encouraging, and I know the city council members would join me in saying this, and I do want to hear from them as well, is that tomorrow, let's come, and this is a we moment tomorrow. The Astros, to say thank you to the Astros for never giving up, to say thank you for winning, and then for the people in the city and, quite frankly, in our region, to say to the rest of the world, we are Houston strong. Yes. And we are here. So let's show up tomorrow at 2 o'clock like never before. Let's have the largest championship parade that has ever been seen in the state of Texas. Let's show up, and let's show up in a major way. And so that's going to be tomorrow at 2. And Susan, I'm going to let you tell us what the route will be. Okay, why don't you come and do that? And then I want to hear from the Mayor Pro Tem and just a brief statement from our city council members and then from our chiefs.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. I can now tell all of our friends in the media we have a parade, so don't be hating on me for pushing your phone calls away all week long. Listen, we're going to follow a parade route that's very similar to Thanksgiving. Of course, we know that route can handle a lot of people. We know that route can handle the style of parade that we're working on. We'll start at Lamar, Smith at Lamar. We'll go north to Walker, east to Milam, down Milam to Pease. Then we'll cut back west to Smith, back up north to Lamar. After the celebration, of course, we'll wind up here with almost every one of the players, the coaches, their families, lots of exciting things exciting units in this parade. And did we mention confetti? We'll have about a ton of it, shooting from 20 sites, 16 buildings, and also 4 ground sites. So, look, we're bringing them back in style. The mayor said, let's do it. Of course, we are putting all of our resources, have been working. In fact, the chiefs and I were up all night planning this thing. Little joke. But anyway, it's going to be a grand event. We'll start closing the route at 12 o'clock, and then at 12 o'clock we'll start closing staging areas. Also at 1 o'clock we'll close the route itself. We'll have McKinney Street off-ramp, off 45 closed, but all other exits will be open off of 45. We encourage you to chart how you're going to get here, where you're going to park, but more so, we want you to be prepared to ride Metro Rail. We've been working with Metro, and it's very important. Obviously, it's a work day, so please ride the rail, ride the bus, be prepared, and come ready to have a grand celebration that we know only Houstonians can do, and that is good, clean, family, community celebration for our Houston Astros champions.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem, Ellen Cohen.
Thank you, Mayor. I do know that in its wisdom, Sports Illustrated had on the cover a number of years ago that in 2017 the Astros would win. And what they didn't realize is that it took you as mayor to make it happen. And I'm really impressed with the kinds of things that you can do. It's unbelievable. And finally, I just think that it says so much for this community. But I got calls and emails from people all over the country saying we're rooting for Houston. One, I think, because, you know, we were the underdog, we never won, but two, because they knew what Houston had been through. And you, Mayor, and your staff had presented us in a way that said to the country and the world, this is Houston, we're going to get through it, and we're going to come out the other end. And thanks to you, thanks to the Astros for making it happen, and we'll see everyone at the parade. Thank you.
Councilmember Manel.
Thank you, Mayor. I also just want to congratulate our World Series champion Astros on their victory yesterday in Game 7. I also want to just say to all of our residents out there and just the broader Houston community how this has truly been the year of Houstonians. We started off with one of the most successful Super Bowls in history. We had one of the most severe tragedies in history, but now we are ending the year with one of the most triumphant and just exciting World Series and championships that we've seen. And so I just want to commend the Astros for really ending this year in a way that we are on a high note. We feel uplifted. I want to thank the leadership, Mayor Turner. This has been such an incredible year, and if Time Magazine is listening to us, I think it's the year of the Houstonian. But I thank the Astros for making it such a high point to end the year.
Councilmember Jack Christie, the painter for the City Council.
I was sent by the medical staff to check his pitching arm. He claims he pitched an inning there. I missed it. You know what I like about this team is from day one till yesterday, no big egos. They were hardworking, no la-la land egos, and they never gave up. Let me tell you one story about, we were at the police union station, and after some of the Astros would come by and help with loading the trucks and the water, and Dallas Keuchel was there. He'd take a picture and he'd be back to loading. Hardest worker on all the volunteer team there. And these are giving players and hardworking and never give up. And this city will never give up on you.
Thanks, the number one first base catcher and MVP, Chief Acevedo, HPD.
Thank you, number one coach in the country. Before I talk about security, I just want to say real briefly something I think that has not passed me, and this has been a journey to really to the destiny of the city. I told you, Mayor, during Hurricane Harvey that had you had it your way, you wouldn't have been here leading the city of Houston during Harvey. But yet here you were leading, I think, an all-star team and making a heck of a difference. And think about destiny. Hopefully we'll fix pensions when the people help us get that through this month. Yes, let's give you a big hand for that. That was a task that was insurmountable that people said it can't get done, and we're one election away from you fixing the pensions in the city. Then we saw Harvey and what you did there. and now what you've seen, the number one fan, what you've done. And for me, it's kind of bittersweet because I'm from LA, but I was cheering for my Astros all the way. I'll tell you that right now. I'm Astro through and through. Because they are symbolic of what this city is about. It's the resiliency. It's the never quit. It's the we don't quit on each other, and we don't quit on the mission. And the mission was to bring one home for this city. I'm so proud of it. And then yesterday, I get a call from Charlie Beck, the police chief in LAPD, and then Michael Moore's number 2 guy who said, who told me after the game, I've got a perfect security plan for a victory parade for you. You want me to mail it? And I told him no, because they'll spend $1 million. We won't, because we're good. But let's talk real quickly about the people of Houston. I just want to say thank you from the public safety standpoint. You know, I was in L.A. my entire life. I remember being an assistant chief of the California Highway Patrol, actually responding basically to riots every time the L.A. Lakers won. And last night, I'm proud to say that this city, once again, while in other storms and other locations, people did a lot of bad things, we did not. We made a total of 4 arrests last night, 2 inside the stadium for people trespassing, jumping onto the field, and 2 outside for 2 fools that decided to jump up and down in a police car and found themselves inside the backseat of that police car en route to the county jail. And so 4 arrests for the 4th biggest city in the country. After what? They were trying to get in. No, they wanted into that police car so badly, we made it happen for them. And then we gave them some cuffs. But this week, it's really important, Friday, for people to realize we live in a different world now. Please be vigilant. Please pay attention. We're going to have all hands on deck. But we saw what happened in New York City. It just takes one fool to turn this around. So I want everybody to have fun. I think the mayor wants everybody to have fun. But our eyes and ears are the public that we serve. If you know something that's suspicious out there, let us know. You're going to see us be much more visible. We may be a lot more visible in terms of the type of armor we're going to be wearing, in terms of the weapons we'll be carrying, because we need to be able to stop any threat. So again, to the people this Friday, please come early. Be patient, use mass transit if at all possible, but most importantly, if you see something suspicious, something that looks out of place, do not ignore it. Call 911. If you see somebody, especially sitting in a large vehicle, a truck, that doesn't appear to have a reason, they're not loading or offloading, they don't appear to have a purpose to be there, call 911. If in doubt, call 911. Treat the entire parade route and the vicinity around the parade route as a secure area like you would at the airport, and whatever you would call police for in the airport, call us there. So again, Mayor, thank you for the privilege of being with you on this ride. It has been the ride of a lifetime, and now we have Tillman Fertitta and the Rockets, who are looking good this year. We might be back here in a few months. Thanks, Mayor.
All right, the catcher on the team is this Fire Chief Sam Pena. Chief Pena.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to congratulate the world champion Houston Astros for their incredible win and for lifting the spirit of an entire city. They really embody what this city is all about, and tenacity, grit, persistence, and I think that's what we're about. You know, we've been demonstrating that throughout the year. We're looking forward to the celebration tomorrow. We're working closely with our partners in public safety, and certainly the Office of Special Events with Susan Christian here, and it's going to be an excellent event. Again, I want to reiterate what my brother has said already, in that we encourage everybody to be vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings. If you see something, say something. It's a force multiplier. We need the public to be enjoying themselves, but we also need them to be part of the security effort. What I want to do right now is present our coach, our general manager, and our cleanup hitter, certainly with a little token of our appreciation as his team. You know, I think what the Astros have demonstrated is that the team is important, and also a deep bullpen, right? So from our hearts, Mayor, we appreciate what you've done for this city. We appreciate what you've done for us as your employees and your team, and we couldn't be more proud of you and the city of Houston. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. The karma in this city is simply amazing, simply incredible. Let me just close with this, and we're taking whatever questions. World Series, 7 games. 1 stands for resiliency. That's what we're about. 2 is for diversity. 3, relatively young. 4, calm under pressure. 5, ready to pick up each other up. 6, we're space oriented. and 7, 51 inches of rain, and a 5-1 clincher. It just doesn't get any better than that for the World Series. I also want to acknowledge that the mayor of L.A., Mayor Garcetti, Eric Garcetti, and I exchanged several texts last night, and as well as some tweets. But he could not have been more gracious. He's a friend, could not have been more gracious. And simply said, as much as he wanted the L.A. Dodgers to win, he also recognized how important the World Series was for the city of Houston. And so he wishes us the very best. He also indicated that he will be sending his Korean barbecue and his brew from L.A. But then he ended up saying, but send me the killing barbecue at the same time. So I certainly want to thank L.A. Now, let me stop. Any questions y'all may have in regards to security, anything else, the planning for tomorrow that we can answer? Yes, sir.
Are not Minute Maid Park.
By Minute Maid. Okay. Why is it not going by Minute Maid?
You'll notice that we have moved all of our grand parades on this side of town, and that's for good reason. Number one, we cannot go in beneath the rail. We have very tall units. We have balloons at most of our grand events, and this, of course, is one of those. Also, a championship parade has to be ticker tape, and that's tradition, and we're going to do it in a big way. We don't really have that opportunity over at Minute Maid. But let me also say that we've been working with the Astros organization, with their foundation, as well as the Downtown Management District, Houston First, and we all speak in one voice, just like we do on the operations side with our friends in our sister departments, the police department, the fire department, and so many others. We know this is the best route. It can accommodate the most people. It has the smallest amount of construction that we can tuck up. So for all of these reasons, we believe that this is the best way to present the city of Houston and our victory parade.
To follow up on that, can you
Yes, sir. We're expecting 500,000 people down here. That's easily what we got in 1994 with another little championship parade that you know about with the Rockets. Also in 1995, we had even more than that. So what we know is that there will be a lot of really avid fans that will start setting up shop at 8 o'clock. And so we've got to be ready for that. We've got to, we work a lot of events throughout the years, and we're fortunate, Chief, to have a lot of the same team members that I've been working with for 20, 25 years. We know our crowds. We know what they do. We're ready to close if we need to close earlier, if we need to. Special operations in the police department, they're the best events security team in the nation, and I say that with great pride and great confidence. But we're closing it early, sir, because we'll have a lot of people down here. And I also want to encourage everyone to go to houstontx.gov/Astros, and you can get all of those detailed closings. We're also closing them not all at the same time, except when it's ready to shut down for the route. But we're closing them incrementally to take care of what we need to take care of to have a secure and safe and very fun event. Like I said, the two chiefs and I and a couple of people planned it overnight. No, that's not the way it works. Right? 56 years ago, that is exactly right. When they got into the playoffs, we both went, we all went, and as they each step more. And, we roll 45 events a week out of my office. But you just can't hold the special events team down. They're coming to me for, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? I have the best team as well. But we're also talking, in a very confidential manner with those partners. Again, they're so important to us. Certainly the Houston Astros, all of our departments who will be a part of this, the Downtown Management District, who's not only providing sponsorship but also people, and Houston First, who's providing assets. Coca-Cola will be bringing in 70,000 plus units. It's going to be warm tomorrow, and safety is very important to us, and so they'll be giving away product. We have Anheuser-Busch. No, they're not giving away that kind of product, but they will also be distributing thousands and thousands of units of water. And this is important. Everyone wants to be a part of this celebration, and they know that people are going to need help as well. So we want to accommodate and make people as comfortable as possible. Well, we have some surprises. We've been working on some of those surprises, just kind of layering them on for about 2 weeks. But that's what happens. Everyone knows this when you kind of think about it, but you don't really get the full picture until you start seeing things roll down, and then you're like, how do they do that? Well, we have our little event elves working. And let me tell you, we have a great support to the special events industry. We have amazing artists. You'll be seeing some of that art rolling down the parade route.
Shooting and streaming the parade live with security precautions.
Filming the parade. Yeah, what we will do is send out a release. I have not only with I'm sorry. Yes, okay. We'll be sending that information out through Mayor's Communications Office. Also, I have Kim Steinbaker working with Alan and Darian, and Kim is right over to your right, my left, and they'll be giving you detailed information today.
Mayor, one more question from back of the station. They're wondering if you've heard anything about school being let out tomorrow at noon, or are you recommending anything?
Well, the reason why we pushed it to 2 o'clock is because we do want parents to take their kids to school tomorrow to at least register. Bear in mind that schools get paid on attendance, on their attendance per capita, and water. And so when they do the enrollment, TEA, Texas Education Agency, determines how much money they will soon send to the school districts based on that attendance, weighted attendance per day. And so they should at least go and get their kids registered and attend, first few classes. And then we anticipate a lot of people coming to downtown early. I mean, the reality is, when you had over sold out, sort of, not sold out, but the attendance over at the Minute Maid for the last 2 games being, close to crazy, 20,000 each night, we anticipate a lot of people coming tomorrow. In the past, as Susan said, we've had as many as 500,000 before. Quite frankly, tomorrow, our hope is that we will have at least about 750,000 people in the downtown area. New York has gotten easily 1 million people. Competitive spirit just says that, it certainly would be nice to have an article that says 1 million people came to the downtown area. That would just be crazy for Chief Acevedo and Chief Pena. But this one is personal. So hopefully we'll have a huge attendance. Yes, ma'am. This is a can-do city with a can-do spirit. We have always been. Houston has faced so many challenges in its past. We have overcome Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Ike, dealing now with Hurricane Harvey. You never underestimate the heart of a champion. And this is a championship city because of the incredible people that exist in our city. We could not have accomplished what we have done this year without the tremendous support and help of the members of City Council. And I do want to give them special credit. I mean, we have done some amazing things. Just like on pensions, 17 years problem, And yet, with the help of the City Council and those who are not here, it is now on the final pieces on the ballot. Let me just say, you can vote today from 7 to 7 and tomorrow early. But this is a can-do city with a can-do spirit. And it almost seems as though the greater the challenge, Houstonians see the greater the opportunity. And so we meet challenges, and then we turn around and take advantage of the opportunity. And that's exactly what the Astros did. When there were a lot of people who wrote us off. You know, there were people who said, you know, this growing city, because of Hurricane Harvey, is now going to be moving in another direction, and no one, or very few people, will want to invest in the city of Houston in light of Hurricane Harvey. But you tell me what company would not want to take advantage of this sort of notoriety, the spirit that exists in this city, the can-do spirit. If I were Amazon, for example, and if they were looking for a city, would you not want to come to a city of champions? If you were looking for a city, and the good news about the Astros, this is a young team, and there are very few other cities that are as young. The population is as young as the city of Houston, and there is no other city that has the heart, the size of the city of Houston. And just think, and I think it was Councilman Evans who said it earlier, just in 2017, we started off with the World Series, with the Super Bowl in 2017, and it was an amazing Super Bowl. Some say the very best in the 50 years, okay? And then we hosted the NCAA, that championship. And people said it was an amazing Final Four in the history of the Final Four. And then we had the World Soccer Championship right here in the city of Houston, okay? And then on top of that, yes, Hurricane Harvey visited us. But look at how the city responded to Hurricane Harvey. I was talking to one of the, might have been ESPN or one of the interviews this morning, and they were saying, Mayor, it's just amazing how quickly things are moving in terms of the recovery in this city. And now it's the World Series. And there is no other city on the face of this earth that can boast about having the Super Bowl, the NCAA championships, hosting Hurricane Harvey, and then having a winning a team for the World Series. No other city on the face of the earth. And for that, all of us, you know, and so this is a we thing, and this is a we World Series, and on Friday, we will be out there rooting on our city. Okay? One last question, and then I have to get these employees back to work.
Well, again, if you can avoid bringing a lot of big backpacks and things of that nature, just bring water and yourselves. And like Slinkard said before, Matt Slinkard, our executive assistant, bring your patience and bring your pride. And so far in this city, we've seen a lot of patience, a lot of prides. And again, bring your phone so you can call 911 if you see anything dangerous. Oh, sí, bueno, el alcalde, the mayor said he wanted to do this, but he'd rather, since he pays me for bilingual pay. En español, queremos que la comunidad que sepa, estamos muy orgullosos de nuestro Astros. Este campeonato es simbólico del espíritu de esta ciudad, que nunca nos rendimos y siempre seguimos adelante. Este viernes a las 2 p.m. vamos a tener nuestra parada para celebrar este campeonato, y es importante que vengan temprano, usen el tren o usen los autobuses si pueden, y más importante, también si ven algo sospechoso, por favor marque el 911. Tenemos que tener todo al tanto por problemas de seguridad. Estamos preparados, van a haber muchos oficiales en la área, y también a haber los oficiales que no ven. que van a estar vestidos de paisanos para que una persona que quiera hacerlo daño no conozca que es el oficial. Así que de nuevo, si ve algo sospechoso, si ve algo que no se parece que está correcto, por favor llame al 911. Vamos a advertirlo, pero vamos a respetar. Y quiero darle las gracias a la comunidad. Anoche nada más tuvimos 4 arrestos en la ciudad sobre la celebración, 2 adentro de la arena del Minute Maid y 2 fuera que querían brincar para arriba, para abajo, abrir una patrulla. Y en vez de abrir la patrulla, estuvieron adentro de la patrulla y bueno para el bote donde deben estar. Así que muchas gracias y felicidades a los campeones Astros.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
And for those of us who don't understand Spanish, he was saying the parade is going to be tomorrow downtown, starting at 2 o'clock. We want you to come and we want you to be safe. And we want you to come and root on the Astros and consider it. This is a personal event, and all of you are welcome to attend. Please have your kids enrolled first in school and then pick them up at lunchtime and then come downtown. I think that pretty much captured the essence of that moment. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. Early voting ends Friday at 7 o'clock, though. But you can vote early today, 7 to 7, and then on Friday up until 7 p.m. Okay, thank you all so very, very much. Go Astros.